The Joe Rogan Experience.
You're at the top of the heap in this championship realm, right? And to train with people that are bigger than you or to take chances like that, like there's no other sport that would have that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it's like the lack of women as well, you know, because even if I'm training with like a bantamweight, if it's a woman, like it's not as dangerous as training with like some of the bigger guys. Like guys and girls are kind of like different sizes. Like if I'm training with a guy who fights at 115, he's going to be like 4 foot tall, you know? So it's like the weight distribution is different, but like, I don't know, something about, I guess, training with women, like the strength, the force that's coming at you versus the force you're giving to them. I just feel like it's a lot safer to train with women.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But some people think that the opposite is that if you train with men, like say if you were training with a bunch of bantamweight men, yeah, they would be bigger than you, yeah, they'd be stronger than you, but you'd get used to that. And then you'd be used to men, and then when you fight with women, they would seem smaller and weaker.
Yeah, and that was my old like theory. So when I was at like my little gym in New York, I was only training with guys. Like the girls that would come in, they weren't at my level, and that's the same story that most girls in the UFC have. You know, they were at the top of their heap. They were like the baddest girl in the gym, you know, beating up all the other girls and hanging with the guys, and that was me. So it wasn't until I got on Tough that I realized like everyone has the same exact background. So everyone's tough because they were training with guys, and you start to underestimate like how tough a girl's gonna be in there. Like when you're fighting like tooth and nail, like, you know, to the death is basically like what you're doing in the cage until the ref pulls you off, you know, and then it's all hugs. But like when you're given like 100% in the cage, it feels like just as strong as a guy, you know. So it's good to like still have those checks and balances. Like, okay, like, yeah, maybe she's not as strong as the guys I train with, but she is going as hard as she can, or she's defending it as hard as she can, or, you know, she's taking my punches that I thought like, oh, if I drop this guy with this punch, then this girl's going to get dropped too. And it's not the case. Like she's just as tough or tougher. So it's like a weird thing where like you have like, I don't know, you have different stats like stacked in some areas that guys don't, and then they have stats stacked in areas that women don't. So it's like if I was like a bantamweight guy who only trained with like light heavyweights, you know, like you're going to be faster. You're going to have like, you're probably going to be more technical just because you have to train with people that big. So if you fuck up a technique, it's not going to work. But those guys are still going to be bigger and stronger and be able to like muscle you, hold you down, that kind of thing. So I feel like that's like a similar difference.
Particularly with striking, right? Like with grappling, there's some really little guys that are impossible to tap. They just develop really crazy technique.
Yeah.
But with striking, there's only so much you could do. You know, if you're a lightweight guy, you're not sparring with Francis Ngannou. If you are, he better be really, really, really nice.
Exactly. Or you better be nice to him so he doesn't go like, all right, little motherfucker, boom, you
if
know?
you're not, he's not even going to notice it. If you're not nice to him, it's not even going to work.
Well, no, I've actually like been told off for going hard with the heavyweights. Like
really?
when I was like, you know, just coming up, like super green, and like I was just like, I'm going to kill everyone in the gym. And like this little thing like running at you, throwing overhands, and like when it land, like my coach would be like, hey, you gotta relax, because like you're landing overhands on this big guy. If he does the same to you, he's gonna put you out. And I was like, shit, I never thought about that, because I just assumed like
he wouldn't.
Yeah, well, no, not that. I just assumed that like me landing a hard punch on a heavyweight isn't going to hurt as much as me landing a hard punch on someone closer to my size. Does that make sense?
No,
like,
it won't. Yeah.
Their neck is bigger.
Yeah, everything's bigger.
So, yeah. But it's still like if the guy is getting rocked, then that's
if he gets
bad.
mad at you and fires back.
Yeah. If he's getting his head turned, then that's what, like, your chin can only take so much. So it's like, it's a lot less than like, if I was throwing a body shot, you know, like it's a little easier to be mean there.